So check this out, dude. In the history of this is not it, by the way. I looked at that and I'm like, oh my God, that looks exactly like it. That is not. I don't think the Chinese would put ED on the side of their bomber. But the China's H-20, here you go. There's a mock-up of it. Stealth bomber could prove to be a real threat. So basically, they're saying if it wasn't bad enough, they're continuing to make strides with their 5th gen Chengdu J-20. And then they obviously use that against the intimidation exercises against Taiwan, because that's their big thing. But there's a concept of how the H-20 is expected to look. So this is all pretty much media speculation, but it hints that it could be very similar to the B-2. And where they saw it was that what appeared to be a silvery metallic wind tunnel test model that bears a close resemblance to the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, which also kind of looks like the B-21. Given China's penchant for copycatting or outright stealing U.S. military technology, it's not, it's not out of the realm of possibility, according to this article. Alex Hollings from Sandbox News points out that it does indeed literally and figuratively get off the ground, that it'll in turn will entail the first publicly disclosed non-American stealth bomber ever to fly, could usher in a new era of strategic air power. And then they try to, the Chinese Daily declared that the Air Force does need an intercontinental strategic bomber capable of penetrating an enemy's air defense, that the new design would be required to carry 10 tons of bombs, 4,970 miles. And I didn't do the math, but what do you think is 4,970 miles away from China? Just saying.
Yeah. Not kilometers, miles.
No, I didn't read the commie units. The Institute sets many national records, including so the ZAC, Jian Aircraft Industrial Corporation, named for its host city, is widely understood to be the prime contractor, and they've done the KJ-2000 and the JH-7. And this says it creates urgency for the B-21, and right now the B-21 seems to be within budget. So it's a lot of media speculation right now, and I wanted to talk about just kind of the implications of them having a stealth bomber. But if they're just doing wind tunnel testing, they're still trying to figure things out, right? They've got a little model. They know what the B-2 looks like. They kind of know what the B-21 looks like, because they've been flying around publicly, and so they're doing their own testing to see kind of how it works and what the best design is going to be, and how they move forward. Does that mean it's far off? I don't know, because they may or are probably not as constricted with the contracting woes that we are. They probably don't have that problem when everything's state run. And they have a very robust espionage program where they can cut corners and kind of borrow some stuff here and there. But the tactical or strategic implications of them having a stealth bomber, it's significant. If they do end up producing this thing and it can go, almost 5,000 miles, does it change postures? Does it change kind of what we're worried about?
Yeah. I really don't see, I really don't see, China trying to like attack mainland US. But dude, if it has 5,000 mile range, it could certainly reach out and slow down any kind of task force that's coming to defend, say, Taiwan, right? Or something like that. So you're right. It basically, gives them a long arm reach, right? But I think this thing is years out, if it ever actually comes to, fruition at all. Could be wrong. But they have a habit of kind of, not kind of, but copying stuff. So I don't know, man. We'll see. It might even look like a B-2 or B-21, but it may not have, and it probably won't have nearly the capability.
So just some back of the napkin math here. That range would get you to Hawaii. Yeah. So it's like the missile warnings unrefueled, right? That's a one-way trip. That's a one-way trip to Hawaii. Where that's a bigger concern is you don't need to go 4,000 miles for the Taiwan Strait, right? That's the current hotspot. That's the current where we're worried about stuff. We're worried about the Pacific. You're right. We're not worried about LA, maybe Hawaii, but now with hypersonic missile technology, does that give them kind of a longer stick to do that? Yeah, but I agree with you. I think it's the fact that we don't even have, because look how long some of these other aircraft have taken once they've even had a model like a workup. We're just talking wind tunnel testing at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And the jury's still out on, is their 5th gen stuff really?
Yeah, right.
Jenny? I don't know. Right?
Gen A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point, Gonky. Yeah.